Is it possible to become master in any area, or are there limits based on your age and situation? We break down Robert Greene's mastery in this audiobook to find out how to really become a master in any field. The 3 steps to gaining mastery will be covered, along with Greene's meaning of mastery and what you must do to find your calling. Before you go to the next part of YouTube, please click the like button to remember your time here and keep this star on your map of places to visit. Click subscribe. Just what is mastery? To begin, let us look at Greene's explanation of the word mastery. So, Greene says that mastery is the highest level of artistic achievement. It means having a deep understanding of your subject or field, which is something that people who do amazing things achieve. Some examples of these achievements are making important new finds, creating new forms of art, or changing the way things are done in their fields. Think about William Shakespeare. His famous plays, poetry, and creative use of writing and story had a huge impact on English literature. In what way do you get to mastery? Well, Greene says that professional skill and social knowledge are 2 important factors. To be technically proficient, you need to know a lot about the standard skills and information in your area. With this knowledge, you can break the rules, question the status quo, and try out new forms, methods, and ideas. Think of jazz artists who play well-known music first, and then try making their own styles. Social skills are just as important. Greene says that because other people can have a big impact on your job, a real master needs to learn how to see, understand, and connect with others in a good way. Knowing how to get along with others can help you get support, take advantage of chances, and handle work relationships. Tips on how to get mastery. Here's the deal. You have to find your calling before you can reach mastery. Greene says that masters all through history have talked about an inner force that leads their work. This sense of direction is something we all have, no matter what we call it. And that's why some activities make us want to do them more than others. You can reach mastery and open your creative potential in any field, music, math, school, or business, by making sure your actions are in line with your inner sense of direction. Everything will fall into place on its own as you follow that inner force. Greene says that there are 3 things you can do to connect with your inner force. We tend to lose touch with our inner voice as we get older, but it's best to think about your youth. First, think about what you enjoyed doing as a child. Then, think about what makes you special, like your quirks, core traits, or strange hobbies. This thought exercise will help you hear your inner voice again. It's important to blur the line between work and life. Whatever work you enjoy, think of it as an important part of who you are. People used to think of work and life as the same thing, a skill or discipline that was both useful and emotionally satisfying. In this case, a blacksmith would make a living at his skill and find purpose and satisfaction in it. Accept a road that doesn't go in a straight line. Greene admits that the way to mastery is long and winding. While you might not find the right road right away, if you keep going and trust your gut, the right chances will present themselves. Once that's out of the way, it's time to talk about how old you can be to play mastery. Greene says that you can begin the path to mastery at any age, but he also gives cases that seem to show the opposite. Like Mozart, who started learning music when he was 4 years old. If he hadn't started so early, he might not have hit the level of mastery he did. Greene also says that the best masters often had a strong calling from a very young age. This goes against what he says about finding your calling at any time and still becoming a master. But that doesn't mean it's impossible to work on mastery later in life. Just keep in mind that, based on the area, the chances of getting mastery may decrease over time. Okay, now that you know what mastery is, let's talk about Greene's 3 steps for getting there. Stage 1. Training for the basics. It's time to start your basic training once you've connected with your inner voice and promised to follow its advice. Green says that after finishing traditional schooling, which is mostly about theory, all masters go through a tough, self-directed, practical education. There are 3 important parts to this real education: learning the ropes of your job, getting better at key skills, and evaluating your progress. It's important to know the rules and guidelines of any area you want to work in. It's important to understand them so you can get around easily and not bother other people. You need to think about both written and unspoken rules. Be quiet at first, watch, and keep an open mind. Masters work at their craft in this way. The second task is to improve your skills. Along with basic skills, you should work on improving your professional skills. Different fields need different skills, so getting good at them is very important. Start with a basic skill that you can use to build on other skills. In writing, for instance, learn to brainstorm before you start working on hard parts. The best way to learn is by doing. Learn from the masters. Keep practicing even when it gets boring, and don't give up. Over time, skills become easy to do. The third task is to check on progress. When you feel comfortable and skilled, use what you've learned to get feedback. Take on tasks like projects to get an objective view of your progress. Accept comments without taking it personally. Figure out what you can do better, and keep growing. Green stresses that real mastery needs more than just practical schooling. It also needs social know-how. You can handle disagreements calmly, keep relationships healthy, and seize new chances when you have good social skills. Technical mastery can be reached without social skills, but Green busts the myth of the lone genius and shows how important it is to connect with and work with others in your field. You can get ideas, learn from others, and grow by working with others when you're part of a lively social network. Green also stresses how important it is to have a realistic view of people and learn how to work with others. You can better understand and deal with social factors by listening to how people talk, putting yourself in their shoes, and watching how they act in certain situations. You can also learn a lot about someone's personality by observing their body language and other nonverbal cues. Another important part of the basic training is finding a guide. Mentors can help you learn faster and better by sharing what they know, giving you personalized advice, and giving you their valuable information and experience. To get a guide, show that you're ready to do tasks that aren't the most exciting, that you're disciplined and driven, and that you understand their needs. Stage 2. Freedom to be creative. Once you've finished your basic training, it's time to go out into the world on your own. You have a strong base of skills and information. Now, use them to come up with ideas and follow your artistic urges, whether you're looking into a new art form or making science theories. At this point, you should find your own style and make a name for yourself. Green says to avoid uniformity if you want to be creatively independent. When you've been trained for a long time, you might get stuck in learned habits and ways of thinking that stop you from being creative. In order to avoid this, he offers 3 ways to develop a creative mind. Take on an artistic job that you're really interested in. Give it your all, giving your artistic work a clear goal and giving yourself a reason to do it. Follow through with the project. Do something, put in the work, and make your plans come to life. It's not enough to just have great plans. You have to make them happen. Don't give up when you're having mental problems. Being creative can be hard and tiring. Try to get past self-doubt, criticism, and failures. Take on problems as chances to learn and grow, and keep going even when things get hard physically. I should also say that Green talks about 3 kinds of minds: the child's mind, the conditioned mind, and the creative mind. The creative mind takes the wonder of children and adds it to the information and experience of adults. It is able to think easily and come up with very creative ideas, but it also has the self-control to follow through on them. If you want to develop your artistic mind, commit to a job that feels right to you. Sitting with doubt, making random connections, going over ideas over and over, and using all of your senses are all good ways to keep your mind open. Get past emotional problems like negativity and rigidity and work through creative stress. Step 3. Mastery. Green says that you can reach mastery by merging smart reasoning with deep insight. It means being willing to try new things and using the skills you've learned. Green says that this mix is often undervalued in Western society, which puts more emphasis on logic and confuses higher-level perception. It's easy to explain rational thought because it follows clear steps, but it's hard to explain creative ideas because they depend on complicated instincts. Because of this, these kinds of ideas are attributed to mysterious things like ability or genius. Getting better at high-level instincts takes time and practice. At first, thinking is slow, but with practice, it becomes natural, letting you make quick, correct decisions. Intuition and reason are both necessary for creation to work. Intuition gives us ideas that we can test and make sure they are right. Randomized control trials are one way that theories are tried in the sciences. In creative areas, people test their ideas by putting out minimum viable products and asking for feedback. Masters see things more broadly and know how their field changes over time. To easily move around in the field, they study mental models, paradigms, methods, and experience. All in all, though, mastery is a journey that lasts a lifetime and requires focused, serious practice. It's more than just putting in hours, having the right intellectual drive, and knowing how complicated the field is. Mastery opens up possibilities and gives you a deep understanding of how to do well in a subject. I hope this audiobook was interesting and thought-provoking for you. If you did, please like the video and remember to subscribe to our channel. Take care and see you on the next video.